Have you ever wondered why we're here? What happens when we die? What is the meaning of life? If you have, you've come to the right place. I've searched for answers everywhere. Religion, philosophy, science, none of them fully answered all my questions. But then I stumbled upon a way of looking at reality, a model that logically explains our reason for being. It blew my mind. This model doesn't just explain our place in the universe, it points to the existence of a creator. And to illustrate this, I'll be using the stunning visuals of Twin Peaks as a backdrop, suitable since Twin Peaks thrives on mystery and surreal imagery. Stay to the end and I promise you will see reality differently. Here's what I propose. Reality consists of 5 layers of dimensions, each stacked upon another, each with its own animating force. The characteristics of each dimension are shaped by those above it. At the lowest level is one dimension. Imagine a dot. When you examine fundamental particles, the smallest building blocks of matter, what do you see? Vibration. A mysterious force powers these vibrations. Let's call that force energy. Energy animates reality, causing vibration, movement, existence itself. But this energy doesn't originate from the 1D particle. It spills over from a higher dimension. Therefore, energy is the animating force of the second dimension. This dimension governs energy. And because of its proximity to the third dimension, another force spills downward, influencing energy to act differently. It no longer just vibrates, it begins to take shape, to move, expand, and interact. Imagine a drawing on paper. It has width and height, but no depth. A 2D being could move forward and backward, up and down, but never out of its plane. If we follow this pattern, we can predict the next dimension's animating force. That animating force is space. In the 3-dimensional world, we gain depth, volume, and perspective. Unlike a flat existence, we can move freely through a world that feels limitless. And because space is our dimension's animating force, our universe is ever expanding. We have control over the forces below us. We can generate and renew energy, yet there is still a limit. If only we had all the time in the world, we could explore the farthest reaches of the universe. This leads us to the next higher dimension. In the 4th dimension, time is the animating force. We experience time in our 3D world, but with limitations. We cannot control it. We are trapped in its flow. This suggests that time is a spillover from a higher dimension. Just as a 2D being moves through limited space, we move through limited time. A 4D being wouldn't move through time. It would exist in all time, seeing past, present, and future simultaneously. A 4D perspective would reveal an object not just from all angles, but in all its possible states, past, present, and future, all at once. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Is there a higher dimension beyond time? And if so, can the dimensional evolution model help us predict its animating force? It must be something even more elusive than time, something we experience but barely understand. I propose that the 5th dimension's animating force is consciousness. Thoughts, emotions, free will, intuition, imagination, all these are characteristics of consciousness. But where do they come from? We don't create them from nothing. They emerge, evolve, and sometimes seem to come from outside us. Where do sudden insights or gut feelings come from? They are echoes of a higher dimension, a spillover of 5D consciousness. Just as our imagination allows us to create, a 5D being existing outside of time and possessing full consciousness could create instantly, merely by thought. A 5D being would be all-knowing and all-powerful, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. Many traditions call this being God. The idea of an ultimate creator is not just spiritual belief, it fits within this model of dimensional evolution. Each dimension doesn't exist in isolation. It's shaped by the one above it. A higher dimension influences everything beneath it, like sunlight illuminating the world below. So, what is our purpose in this cosmic hierarchy? A 3D observer affects a 1D particle in quantum physics, changing its properties. Likewise, I believe we can and should interact with 5D consciousness. By doing so, we awaken our full capacity and gain a greater ability to maximize our use of time. How do we achieve this? By controlling our fundamental forces. Minimize energy by being still. Minimize space by sitting comfortably. Minimize time by stilling our minds until we lose track of time. Different traditions have different names for it, but at its core, it's about quieting the mind to connect with something beyond ourselves. When we meditate, we tune in to a higher frequency. Our consciousness downloads from the 5th dimension, like a phone receiving software updates from the cloud. Just as sleep recharges our physical bodies, meditation updates our awareness. Now the biggest question of all, what happens when we die? Based on this model, part of us already exists beyond time, our consciousness. Some call it the soul or spirit. Our physical bodies are limited to the 3D world, but upon death, we transcend into the 4D realm, where time is no longer linear. Imagine waking from a dream and suddenly remembering every detail, seeing how every moment was connected. Death could be that awakening. We experience all our past, present, and future at once. Some believe this is a waiting room, a space to reflect and understand the true impact of our choices. If we lived well, we find peace. If we didn't, we experience regret, not as punishment, but as full awareness of the harm we caused. And perhaps, after a time of understanding and transformation, we get to try again. Maybe this is what people mean by reincarnation, another chance to evolve. Many ancient wisdoms speak of eternity, the soul's journey, and higher realms. While we may never fully grasp it in this life, this model suggests that we are evolving toward a higher existence. Death is not the end, it is a step into something greater. Storytellers have long been drawn to these ideas, and David Lynch is no exception. Instinctively, he knew that a place exists outside of time. Perhaps his stories contain clues from a higher dimension hinting at what lies beyond. Reality truly is stranger and more beautiful than we can imagine.